You say nothing's wrong at all, baby. I say that we fine.
Good morning. It is 5:24. Woke up about 4:30 this morning, and we're back for another episode. So wanted to welcome you guys in. I am about to jump into my morning run. So 1K intervals, just trying to dial in some of that longer speed work as we approach the 2-week mark for HYROX Miami. So I am heading to shift today. That's why we're running so early this morning. So I'm taking you guys to shift, doing a full day of training while at shift. So game plan, run this morning, head to shift, and then a HYROX session, 20-30 minute session somewhere throughout the day today, depending on the call volume. So stay tuned for that. I'm staying on the quiet side because the family's still sleeping. So I'm going to stretch out and get ready because we got about 10 or 15 minutes before we kick things off. So I'll see you guys outside. All right, what's up, guys? So outside, we're about to get into it. Running a little bit behind. Shit just takes a little longer in the morning when you're recording. But I got my cyclic dextrin in from Transparent Labs, and I had my hydrate, so my electrolytes and my carb, fast-acting carbs. This morning, as I always do, try to get it in an hour before I run, just so the carbs have time to hit the system and the electrolytes have time to work their magic. So generally always try to fuel before my runs, whether it's an easy tempo, interval, long run, doesn't matter. So the game plan is 1.5 mile warm up, rest for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then we're running a 1K at a 7 minute to a 7:30 minute per mile pace, resting for 1:30. And then we're repeating that 3 to 4 times with a 1.1 mile cool down to finish it out. Total of 5 miles, if I'm not mistaken, overall. And yeah, gonna hammer that out, run upstairs, down my smoothie, shower, say bye to the family, and get in the car and head to shift. So yeah, we'll talk about this a little bit more, and I'll let you guys know how it goes at the end of it all. So I'll see you guys in a bit. we're back. So got the run done. We're gonna go through that real quick. Just recapping a little bit. We are 2 weeks out from HYROX Miami. Next weekend, following weekends. This weekend is actually my 30th birthday, so officially out of my 20s come Sunday, April 6th. Next week is, I'm tapering a little bit, just pulling back overall intensity, probably to about 75%. And then the following week leading up to April 19th, I'm gonna do a full deload week. So just really pulling back to like 50%-ish, 50-60%. Keeping the body moving, keeping the body loose, but letting it recover. And trying to prioritize as much sleep as possible, because sleep has been not good lately. I've been averaging about 5 hours of sleep, and it is what it is, but it's not optimal, but you gotta do what you can. So this morning, we're feeling good. We got the 5 miles in. I am feeling a little heavier. I don't know if that's from the pasta that I had last night, or maybe I'm putting on muscle. I don't know. I gotta put on the scale, or get on the scale and see. But anyways, roll through the stats real quick. We had 1K repeats this morning, 4 of them with a mile and a half warm-up. And then it ended up being like a half mile or just over that half mile cool down. 45 minutes in total for that 5.06 miles, and average heart rate of 161 with total calories burned of 666. I don't like that. Anyways, so the intervals, let's go through that stuff. My runs. So for the first 2 1Ks, I was actually feeling pretty good. Having done 2 strength days, Monday, Tuesday, today is Wednesday. So total body on Monday and Tuesday. Legs are feeling a little bit heavier, obviously, going into this, but I figured whatever, we're gonna get these done earlier in the week. I have stuff going on for my birthday on the weekend, so just kind of reshifting the schedule to try to make it fit where it can, and we hammered it out today. But the first 2 1Ks felt good. I did a 4:29 1K that averages out to be a 7:15 per mile pace in the first one. The second one, I slowed it up a little bit because I could feel that I was off too hot, although still feeling good. I was at a 4:41, which is a 7:33 per mile pace, into the third and the fourth. The third and the fourth, I started to blow up. My heart rate was jacked up. I was recovering pretty good. From when I was looking at my watch, I looked like I was around 182 on the upper during the run, and then I was recovering to about 137, 138 to 140 on the back half on the rests. So we were resting for about 90 seconds in between each of the intervals, and I got a 7:10, so a 4:26. That was actually my quickest one on my third one, so I must have got a good recovery on that one. But I definitely blew up on that, although still the quickest one. So a 7:10 per mile pace comes out to a 4:26 per 1K on the third round, and then on the fourth round, a 4:40, so my slowest, a 4:40 1K and a 7:33 per mile pace, or 7:32. I don't know. So overall, pretty good. The average going into HYROX that me and my partner Mark are trying to hit is somewhere around 135 to 145, if not faster. But obviously trying to keep in mind we're not trying to blow up in the process of it. But yeah, overall good stuff. We are heading to shift right now, heading to station, so got a lot of shit to do, which we'll kind of get into as we get there, show you guys around, see what I can talk about as far as the fire stuff goes. The station has been busy shift after busy shift after busy shift, so it's been exhausting overall, also contributing to the lack of sleep in general because of the calls after midnight at this station. So yeah, we're gonna get there. I'm gonna cruise the rest of the way, get my mind right, and I'll see you guys over there.
right, so it's been kind of a weird day since we got to the station today. It's just been a lot of foot traffic coming in and out all day long, so very busy within the station, switching out radios and doing stuff like that on different units around the city. So yeah, just a lot of people, a lot of stuff going on. So now that things are starting to quiet down, we have cadets coming to do their weekly training here this evening. It's 4 o'clock now, so I think I'm going to try to get outside and get a workout in now before that's done, rather than later this evening. So we'll see how that goes. I still have to write that. I'll probably do it once I get outside and get some motivation. But yeah, we got some client programming done, worked on some onboarding for 2 new online clients that I just got signed on. So I have very few spots left for the online coaching. Probably only looking to take on 2 more at this point. So if you guys are interested, make sure you jump on that. Don't hesitate to grab those spots because they are going. You can book a call with me on my website, www.paulcolsoncoaching.com, or just shoot me a DM on Instagram if you want to do that instead. Either way is cool. All right. But yeah, looking to move. But yeah, overall, day has been pretty good. Got some lunch in and all that work done. So now I'm going to change and get outside and see what I can put together, and we're going to get after it.
Alright, that's a wrap. Goal was to squeeze something in 25 minutes before dinner time because we had to put the meatloaf back in the oven. So I came out, the goal wasn't to really crush the cardio quite as much, but more so just get moving, get functional, get a good sweat in. Obviously I did my run this morning. Obviously I got my run in this morning, so the goal was just again to get moving and get situated. Some of the equipment in here wasn't exactly working very good, and I don't have my microphone out here, so if you can't hear me, that's why. Ended up doing 250 meters on the broken rower, transitioning that into 70-pound over the shoulder with the slam ball, 10 reps, and then into box step-ups. I ended up adding a 20-pound ball to my shoulders because it was too easy with the body weight for 20 reps, 10 reps on each leg, and then finishing out with the 30 meters of farmer's carries, which I just went back and forth until it equated out to about 30 meters. And then the assault bike wasn't working, so I just timed it out for about 45 seconds, which I think put me around closer to 15 calories instead of the 20. So again, I got 4 rounds in the 25 minutes that I was going, just to get a good work and good sweat in. So both sessions are done. I was able to squeeze in this quick session after my run on station or at shift. So I'm gonna shower up and go grab some dinner before we have to go back in service, and I'll chat with you guys later.
All right, just left the station, on my way to the gym now. I actually have a client right at 9 o'clock. So heading there to knock that out, and then, you know, heading home to jump into dad life. Take over watching Callie while Megan tries to get some work done. And then I got a client to finish out the day, just one at the end of the day. So chiller day overall. I got one more shift on Saturday, and then I go into my Kelly. I have a swap at the end of my Kelly, so I have a good 10 days off. Birthday is on Sunday, so officially turning 30 on Sunday. Just gonna enjoy that a little bit and, you know, start kind of leading into the deload coming up. Yesterday was a pretty chill shift, surprisingly enough. I feel like the last couple shifts at this station, we've just been getting throttled. And yesterday was a pretty good shift. So we only had 1 or 2 transports during the day. And then at night, we had one drop at 2 o'clock. It was an accident that we ended up getting canceled on the way to. And then we got back, got in bed, and then got called back out to the same call, which was just a BLS transport. So overall, you know, a good day. Cannot complain at all. And those days really do make the difference when you're, you know, trying to balance everything out between, you know, 24-hour shift life, coming home, showing up for your family, being a father, you know, trying to balance that, just balance things out. So your family has time, your wife has time, and, you know, you have your time to get everything done that needs to get accomplished. So everyone has time to fill their cup. You know, it's a balancing act, and you're constantly adjusting. But the worst part is coming off of shift when you have no sleep in the tank and you've been running all day, and that really kind of hits you. So, you know, definitely you take these days and you run with them, because at this station, at least, it's a rarity. For the other stations, it's a little bit more common. But yeah, so next week we start kind of tapering down, pulling back the intensities of things. Still going to be running and still going to be lifting, but not quite to the intensity as I was pushing before. Just starting to pull back maybe to that, you know, 70% range, leading into the following week, or the week of competition, which will be a full deload week, which will pull back, focus more on mobility and recovery than anything else. It's definitely key, whether, you know, you're going into a running race or you're going into a competition, a HYROX, whatever the case is. As you're approaching competition, you got to make sure that you are deloading properly. Some people deload 2 weeks out, some people will taper and go into it, and some people just do a simple 1 week deload. That doesn't mean you're stopping your training completely. That would actually do you a disservice going into the competition, as your muscles will start getting tighter. You know, you're wanting to keep those adaptations, you're wanting to keep your body loose, and doing some sort of mobility and just prioritizing sleep, nutrition, and getting lighter workouts in will keep your body fresh, but also give it time to heal prior to competition, which is why deload weeks are truly so important going into any sort of a competition. So if you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for watching and, you know, continuing to follow along in my journey. This has been a fun, you know, road so far, from the start of it all to now going into the HYROX, and then after this will be kind of going into the marathon prep. That'll be in October in Chicago. So if you guys are enjoying these videos, you know, please continue liking, subscribing, commenting. All of that truly does support me, and it supports the channel. And, you know, it really just does mean a lot and allows me to, you know, keep pushing forward and doing all this stuff. If you guys are interested in the coaching, as I mentioned earlier, go ahead and visit my website at www.paulcolsoncoaching.com. And if you're looking for some high quality supplements and you're running low, 10% off Transparent Labs if you use code Colson, so just my last name, at checkout, and that'll save you guys a little bit of money there, which I'm happy to be able to finally provide something like that for you guys and give back where I can, you know. And if you just want to, you know, keep in touch with my day-to-day stuff, go ahead and drop a follow on Instagram. I'm always on there. If you want to DM me, I've got a lot of guys that come to me and ask questions, and whether it be fire service related, training related, or anything like that, I try to answer as many and all of the questions that I receive from you guys as best as possible, because it's just another way that I'm able to give back to you guys too, as well as the coaching and all that good stuff. So that's a wrap. I want to thank you guys again for being here, and I'll catch you guys next week.